welcome here to the Rio Rancho Event Center. As we are just about getting set, you see the young woman who will be doing the national anthem on your board, but the Rio Rancho-based New Mexico runners getting set to take on the Kansas Bandits. Should be a good one here. The runners still looking for their first win of the season. Kansas Bandits coming off of a two-game skid against the El Paso Rhinos FC that was in El Paso. And the big thing for Kansas is that they have played really well at home. Currently they're playing in Wichita, but they played really well at home. The problem for them has been on the road. As we take a look at the runners coming in, there was Froylan Ramirez right there, Nate Yeager. Their two wins both come in Hartman Arena. Now, if you take out the games where they played Wichita, who still is atop the Midwest with 6-0, Kansas, they have their two wins in the Wichita, and then the rest of their losses have come in Amarillo, two in El Paso. The road has not been kind to them. So the runners are hoping that that will be the case again today. And the two sides getting ready right now. Oropesa coming in. Good to see a lot of those guys check into this one. Runners 0-4, but they played some tight games so far this season. And they're led offensively by Vincent Aragon and Jaime Hernandez, both of them top scoring guys. Vince with 8 goals this season, Jaime with 7. Vince was shut out though in their last game. That was a loss. So he's going to be looking to get back on the board, loss in Amarillo to the Bombers. He scored in every other game this season. Same with Jaime. He's, been fantastic. They kind of kept him under wraps the last game between these two teams. Kansas today playing a little short-handed. They will not have their top scorer, that is Alan Lopez. Lopez, he put a ton of points on the board against the runners in their last meeting between these two squads. So the runners will be happy to see him not in the list, but we will pause for that national anthem. welcome back here on the broadcast. Aaron Rivera, glad. And first, we'll bring you the Claremore injury reports for the New Mexico runners. Nobody's injured this week. Nobody is out, which is good news for the runners. It's sponsored by Claremore Chiropractic. Dr. Tim Bateman is the official team physician of the New Mexico runners. Get the best chiropractic care at Claremore Rio Rancho, where they adjust children and adults of all ages. Call to schedule an appointment at 505-891-2500. That's Claremore and Dr. Timothy Bateman. Again, no injuries for the runners, which mid-season last year, their big problem was injuries, so it's good to see everybody healthy down there. You can see players out on the field for them. Nate Yeager will be starting in goal as usual. Yeager, one of the top 5 goalkeepers in terms of save percentages this year. Unfortunately for Nate, though, he's faced more of qualifying keepers. He's faced more goals, shots on goal, than any other of the keepers in Major Arena Soccer League 2. That's the M2, and you know, that's been the problem for the runners, has been keeping the opposing team from getting open looks, because Yeager is saving over 60% of his shots that he's faced, which, again, top 5 in the league. We really want to see, if you're a runner fan, them find ways to keep him nice and safe. And then they need to create more shots as well. The runners, middling team in that regard, but their shooting percentage is pretty high. They just need to create more of those opportunities. And today, Kansas shorthanded. I believe they've only got 15 players, including 2 goalkeepers, so really only 13 field players for the Bandits today. And like I mentioned, missing Alan Lopez. Lopez, in the last game between these two teams, he lit the runners up. 7 goals in that game. That was in Kansas at Wichita's Hartman Arena. Also had an assist in that game, so they're going to be happy that he's gone. The runners, they'll have to take advantage of that. I think the runners, really what they need most is an opening goal to kick things off and allow them to start to assert their dominance over the Bandits, but it's finally time here. Take a look at that M2 ball. The Mitra, as it is. Runners rocking the home blacks. The Kansas Bandits, green shorts with blue socks. Their blue Bandit jerseys, white numerals, and the Bandit word in green. So last season, Kansas Bandits based out of Dodge City. They're out of Hartman Arena in Wichita this season, and Snyder gets that ball quickly for the runners. Glad to see Austin Snyder out on the pitch. He was a great player for them as the runners trying to get their opening shot. That was Vince out of goal, and it is in. A quick score for the runners on the board. Snyder rolling them through. The first goal is brought to you by First Impressions, and that first goal coming in less than 20 seconds. Let's take a peek of it when we get a chance, but that first goal by the runners, we'll sneak a look when we have the opportunity. Snyder on the board early. Ball rolls through, and it'll be Nate Yeager with ball in hand. Actually, it was Terry Zamora on the goal. So number 17, not number 12. Also great to see Terry in as well, because Terry started the season off with a little hampered by some injuries, nothing major, but he hadn't played in their opening home games. Now Kansas will take it out of their own end. Ball pushed forward up to Jelino Sanchez. It's caught up in the middle, but we will have a foul down. And I already see a card reached for. Somebody's being sent off. Referee, well, I'm trying to see who got it. He seems to be pointing to Vince Aragon, but I think it's against the Bandits. I'm not really sure right now. I'm not sure who's leaving the pitch. It must be a Bandit player. Let's take a look. Well, actually, no, this is the power play for the runners. So the first man in the box is number 15, David Garcia. Runners on the power play to start things off after scoring in the opening 20 seconds with Terry Zamora. Nate Yeager comes forward. Here's Vince Aragon. Aragon cuts out to the outside. He had that ball over to Jaime Rodriguez. Here's Froylan, bangs it home! Froylan Ramirez mashes that one home. And the runners, I mentioned they needed to get off to a big start, and they are doing so. Froylan Ramirez joins Zamora. Getting ready to chuck something into the fans. He does. And what a start for the runners. A high power play percentage this year for New Mexico as it was. That'll just help increase it. So we're back to 5-on-5 option. And trying to get the reply to that was Miguel Baca. Nate Yeager got to it though. That one bangs off the boards. Kansas back into that transition offense. And this could be a breakaway chance. Not a lot of room for Pablo Negro. Kansas keep it for a moment. Breakaway could be the runners and kicks it out of play. Can we take a look at that Froylan Ramirez goal now? As this was a frozen rope of a shot. Boom! Right through the goal and Froylan Ramirez. What a shot by Froylan. The runners up 2-0. They're still looking for their first win of the season, 0-4 so far. That one offloaded by Matute. Not a ton of room for Jaime, and so they'll go backwards with it. Here's Matute. He's got Nate Yeager as his option out there. Cross to Edward Oropesa. Here's Matute, back to Yeager. He's got Ord on his left. Pushed forward, just losing that ball is Julian Garcia. Colton Ord will chase it into the defensive zone for Kansas. Not a great first 3 minutes. Besides the goals, they just really haven't had quality chances up front. They've taken a couple of shots, but they've been shots that were difficult lines, just like that one. This could be their chance. No. Stolen away. Shuffled forward by Jaime Hernandez. And then a shot that wings high off the boards. Still a chance, though, as De La Torre had that ball. De La Torre to Jacob Jones. Pushing it back to Asias De La Torre. Asias curls it around, and Yeager gloves that high. He's going to push this one forward for Michael Stevens. Stevens, the banger. Oh, what a rebound shot. Jaime Hernandez. And it's a scoring explosion for the runners at home here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Jaime Hernandez saw that reflection opportunity, and Jaime would not be denied. See that first shot by Stevens hits the board. Jaime, perfect touch. You don't need to go hard on that one. You see he went with the side boot. Just finessing it through, and now Nate Yeager and the New Mexico runners a 3-0 lead early. Michael Stevens, rainbow kick. Vince Aragon attempting the same look, but Vince sends it into the stands. It'll be scooped out of there by De La Torre. He'll wing this one quickly. This could be dangerous as Sanchez slides that one through. Shot, and Yeager knocks it up high. Shot on the play by Angel Lopez, the forward. started, and that one tucked in. Kansas Bandits respond. They get the goal from Angel Lopez, and they needed it. Look again on that inbound. Perfect little run up by Lopez, and caught Yeager going the wrong direction. Beautiful goals so far today. Now the runners will need to respond. They want to keep this one dominant, essentially not let the Kansas Bandits kind of ply their way back into the game. Around the boards, Froylan Ramirez looking for it, and it'll be knocked out of play by the Bandits. Froylan restarts to Nate Yeager. Trying to cruise it in was Robert Leonard. Leonard will still be after that ball. He's got Froylan back. No, he'll go all the way back for Nate Yeager. Yeager having to chase it just by his goalie's box. Cross court to Vince Aragon. Vince, off the boards. Oh, what a save on the header by the defense. That was Miguel Baca, and you know Miguel Baca is tops of the league. I believe he's tied for third in total blocks this season, as that one's a chip up. Aragon trying to get back on the scores board. Like I mentioned, no goals in the last game, but he's been electric for New Mexico so far. Andrew De La Torre low, and Yeager knocks it down. Little trap action for Nate Yeager. Here is Colton Eward. Carry it forward. I like the little reflection work by Giancarlo Sandoval. Runners having to move that quickly to Terry Zamora. Zamora back for Yeager with Isias De La Torre after it. They were going quick for Josh Garcia. Garcia sees it knocked straight into the wings. Brian Gonzalez in goal for the Kansas Bandits. So this is Brian Gonzalez's first start in goal for them. They've had Ruiz for 3, Chris Favela for 3, 2 for Tito Favela, and 1 for Jared Blunt as the restart at the top. That's where Kansas succeeded last time, but the shot by Jacob Jones is a little low. Now they want a quick run, but a little too slow for Giancarlo Sandoval. Sandoval trying to dig it out of the corner. Turnaround move for Josh Garcia. Back here to Colton Eward. Eward tries to cross, and that was too dangerous. Kansas, odd man rush. Oropesa blocks that into the hands of Nate Yeager. Yeager, the Rio Rancho native, graduate of Rio Rancho High School. Colton Eward blasted forward for Giancarlo. Eward, header, hits the boards. Everybody was kind of waiting around to see where it was going to go. Now it'll be taken forward by Jacob Jones. Jones cuts through, but he is picked off by Sandoval. Giancarlo's tripped on the play, and that will result in a foul. Saw Jacob Jones help him back up. Always love to see that. In comes Benji Rogers. Oh, that could be, I thought that we had another opportunity for Snyder. It's Kashmir. Uh-oh, this could be the open opportunity. Nice pickoff as Miguel Baca was racing it forward. Austin Snyder tries to cut through the legs. Baca gets it back to his own man. Here's Miguel Baca once more. Baca pushed forward to Angel Lopez, who has that goal. Gonzalez, and it'll be harmlessly to Nate Yeager. So according to the official sheet, it was Austin Snyder who got the first goal. He takes this shot that will go winging off into the stands. Yeah, Austin Snyder, not Terry Zamora on the first goal. Then Froylan Ramirez, Jaime Hernandez, and Chileno Sanchez is credited with the goal later on for the Kansas Bandits. Push back. Robert Leonard. Nate Yeager. Yeager chips it high. He does have an assist on the season. No goals yet, as Jaime Rodriguez, Chiva not able to handle it. Referees want to blow this one dead. Discussion. Jaime Rodriguez right there. They just want to talk about everything that happened. The referees taking this one a timeout. You know, why choose ChemDry New Mexico? They understand that you're looking for more than just a basic cleaning that removes the top level of dirt from your carpets. Their mission is to provide exceptional cover service, a deeper, longer lasting, healthier clean that will leave your home cleaner and safer. You and your family happier. Call 505-588-4436 or visit cleanercarpet.net. That's cleanercarpet.net. And we are going to take a break on the broadcast. Back in a moment from Rio Rancho Event Center. Always love to see love all around in the land of enchantment. As we've got 6:32 on the board, runners 3, Bandits just the one so far. So it'll be the drop ball to the keeper after a little bit of a conversation, and nice pickoff play by Josh Garcia. Josh got in the way of that one. Sets up. There, oh, it rung around a couple of ways. Headed back out to Garcia, who launches that off the boards. Runners creating good opportunities. I was talking about that in the pregame, right? Runners need to create better opportunities, more opportunities, as they have been scoring very well. Pardon me. It's just about creating more of those. Here's Garcia. Josh. Defender in his face. Slid through, oh, and takes out the keeper there a little bit. Looks like Gonzalez is all right. Jaime Hernandez looking for his second goal of the game on that play. Oh, this could be bad for the runners, or pardon me, the Bandits, as Julian had taken it. Lost now, though. Carried forward by Angel Lopez. He's got Matute covering him. Mario shuts him out. Goes back to David Garcia. Drag it along the boards. Turnaround shot is good for the goal. That was a good setup on the play. Goal on that one is Angel Lopez. As Lopez bangs it home. They made a good setup. I mean, the key here was, look how he opens up space for himself here. That, and then cuts it back to the side. Again, that's how they've attacked Nate Yeager so far. Gonzalez is down in the goal. Took a hard shot somewhere in there. Didn't see it. We should have a free kick upcoming for the Kansas Bandits. Let's take a look. Looks like we do have it. So let's see. During that, oh yeah, they were both going for the ball. They collided. Nothing exceptionally, egregious on that one. This could be another dangerous opportunity. Yeager will pull that off the glass as it was Paul Knaps pushing it forward. Now they're looking for Michael Stevens up top. Back to Michael Stevens. Ooh, good scoop out of there. Knaps again. He's behind his own man. Michael Stevens ends up with this ball. Michael Stevens. Stevens out here for Benjamin Rogers. Benji. All the way back for the goal scorer, Froylan Ramirez. Nate Yeager pushes up the corner boards. 4 players there, and it's Vince Aragon who will yank it out of the pile. He's back to Froylan Ramirez to let Froylan quarterback things. Michael Stevens, ooh, it's picked out of his pocket by Michael Baca. Footwork on the play, back to Froylan Ramirez. He's got Rogers. Rogers off the board. Stevens will track it back towards the yellow line. I mean, it almost looks like a power play for the runners, the way that they have this pressure forward. Froylan Ramirez will reflect it off the defender. Kansas will make a line change. And line changes are going to be crucial because, as I mentioned, Kansas really only has one reserve guy on the bench, if I'm counting right. The roster I saw had 13, but I'm only counting one line change on the bench for them. So, ooh, reflection, no. Giancarlo Sandoval trying to make a play as Colton Oord yanks that out of the feet of Angel Lopez. Nate Yeager popped up in the air. Dancing with it is Diego Oliveras. Colton Oord. And the ball to Jaime Hernandez. Jaime wants the shot. I think so! But it slowed down right in front of him. His opposite number, Oliveras, got a toe on it. Kansas bringing some offense here. Low and to the left for Jacob Jones. That's close, but offline. Hernandez. And there's the putback shot. And that is Oropesa. Edward Oropesa joins the party in the scoring column as the runner's lead is back to 2. You see that one. Bounces off the boards. Reflected back, and I mean, just abandoning the goal, Brian Gonzalez. He almost got back. That was what was impressive, is Brian Gonzalez almost got there. Right now, runners in full control here. And so it's directly out from behind the yellow line, so the runners will get the restart at the top of the goalie circle. Froylan Ramirez. Jaime Rodriguez. Looks like Robert Leonard in there. Vince Aragon, and looks like Cashmere hiding behind, working as the goalie screen. Nicholas Cashmere. A little misdirection. Jaime over to Froylan, and he gunned that one there. It should be back to the runners as Froylan. That was a nice little setup, some misdirection. And no, they will say that it was the runners who last touched it. Ball up to Negro, and they lose it back, but it will stay with Kansas. Bandits going straight to it, and it's double yellow. Can't pass from one side of the yellow to the other side without it hitting the ground somewhere in between. So another violation allows the runners to have the ball. This time it'll be from the yellow line. Froylan fakes. Jaime goes straight, and it's reflected by Gonzalez. Runners still working this ball. Back to Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime is trying to come into Vince Aragon. And it's kicked out of bounds. Who touched it last? Haven't seen the designation from the referee. I believe they're saying it will stay with the runners. Froylan and Rodriguez. Sweet stash for Jaime right now. Goes back to Nate Yeager in the circle. Robert Leonard, left foot shot, wide right. Aragon tried to tuck it in, and finally that ball's going to get out of that dangerous zone for the Kansas Bandits and into the offensive zone. Here's Angel Lopez. Lopez already has a goal. He'll kind of flick one up. Nate Yeager sees the header, and Yeager loved those breakaway plays. Jaime Rodriguez trying to chase it down, but it's Chelino Sanchez first. Chelino, that's a little dangerous in front of the goal. Substitute is Josh Garcia, and he gets on that ball. Here's Terry Zamora. Zamora up to Garcia. Josh feeds Jaime. Jaime trying to go through the middle. What a save by Gonzalez. Nate Yeager keeps that one on the floor. Stay with the turf. Here's Colton Eward. Up to Josh Garcia. Josh for Zamora. Zamora tracks it. Shot it, and that looked in. Terry Zamora, laser from the left. And now Zamora, the runners right now putting on an offensive showcase. What a feed up to Zamora. He beats his defender, that left foot boot, and catches the inner corner of the net. Let's take a look from another angle. Look at this. Pop. Actually, it was right-footed shot, and yeah, he gets it just inside the post. Runners 5, Bandits 2. Trying to respond quickly, but shot did not drop for Miguel Baca. Colton Eward with less than 10 seconds to go. Actually, he's got 12. Eward has a cannon. Josh Garcia slips it to the left. Left foot shot low. Gonzalez able to get a handle on it. And the clock will expire. So the runners take a 3-goal lead into the second quarter on 5 goals for New Mexico, 2 for Kansas. Back in a moment here.
Bienvenidos to an unforgettable night with the Hispano Chamber. Immerse yourself in the vibrant colors, rhythmic beats, and rich traditions of New Mexico. Mark your calendars for a night filled with New Mexican music, food, and cultural pride. La Noche Encantada, El Festival, featuring Al Hurricane Jr.
It's the best night of the year.
February 24th. For tickets, tables, and sponsorship, visit ahcnm.org.
Folks, today's game is brought to you by Vivify Hot Yoga. When the gym life sucks and you're ready for change, get fit, stay in shape, increase your flexibility, strength, and mental well-being. Vivify Hot Yoga is a community of folks just like you. Want to have some fun and get healthier doing it? Visit vivifynm.com and sign up today. We're back to action here. And taken by Robert Leonard. Leonard chips up for Michael Stevens. It catches the top, though. Right here, nice close-in look as Leonard will try and blast it around the boards. It's intercepted, though. That was Diego Olivas. Michael Stevens coming back to chase it down. Now it's Snyder. Austin, he's outnumbered, so he will go for the goal. Snyder tries to cut it back. Good feed. Sets up Rogers. Kashmir. It's 3-on-3 right now, maybe 4-on-4. Leonard creeping back. Stevens to Snyder. Snyder tried to slide it to Kashmir. Here's Benjamin Rogers. Benji off to Kashmir, and they will reset with Leonard in the back. Robert up to Snyder. Snyder finds Nate Yeager, and this is how you get that mismatch numerically, by bringing in your keeper. Michael Stevens. Kashmir crosses for Robert Leonard. For Snyder, and it'll be a turnover. Here is Angel Lopez. Dangerous. We've already seen him score today, as Robert Leonard uses his body to throw off the timing and allows the runners to get the ball back. Robert Leonard. In now is Terry Zamora, as the runners have made a change, at least on part of that line. Not sure what he did, must have caught the hand. Both sides will change lines in this 2-5 matchup. Goals by Snyder, Ramirez, Hernandez, Oropesa, and Zamora for the runners. Chelino Sanchez and Angel Lopez had back-to-backers for the Kansas Bandits. Makes it 2-5. Runners scored in the first 20 seconds of the game. It was 14:41 on the clock. Nate Yeager, I say go for it. Runners able to steal it back. Josh Garcia, reflection. Can he get the second tuck in? Jaime Hernandez. Runners wanted the handball, as that one goes directly out. Jaime Hernandez saying that he hit him in the hand. Referees are having none of that. It'll still be a good setup, though. So this one will be captained by Jaime Hernandez and Josh Garcia. Jaime, Josh with Matute. They will do the little faker. They'll go straight into the wall. Josh Garcia. Cut back around. Garcia gets back onto it. He's got quick feet. To Mario Matute. Matute gives it back to Nate Yeager. Yeager directly into the defense, as that one will roll straight out of play. Josh Garcia looking dapper as always. Josh back for Nate Yeager. Yeager to Terry Zamora. They'll fake it right back to Nate. Jaime Hernandez, heel reflection, and he caught his own man, Giancarlo Sandoval, guessing. Ball is out of play here, and they will finally chase it down. Matute sees it into the corner board. Josh Garcia. Nate Yeager just pokes it away. Terry Zamora back to Yeager. Yeager didn't know it was coming his way, but he's at least able to clear the zone for a moment. Bandits had their chance. Now Jaime flips it back to Garcia. Josh, heel flick backwards, showing a little bit of style. Matute. Oh, trying to cross it through. Mario Matute, wide right. Terry Zamora has Josh Garcia deep. Garcia dances it backwards before giving it back to Terry. Ryan Gonzalez in goal today. So we've made it a whole 4 minutes without scoring in this second quarter after a firework first. Runners have the restart. Looking for Yeager. Nice and aggressive out there as Vince Aragon was the target in the corner. They want to catch Yeager out of the box, and Nate will head it forward and retreat into the netting. Gonzalez pushed forward for Jacob Jones and stolen away. Rogers. Benji was trying to poke to Austin Snyder, so a little bit of a different look on that first line today. Froylan Ramirez up to Snyder. It's the give and go, but Snyder ends up holding it. Austin Snyder wide, and then punched out by Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime, 5-goal start to the season. Here is Angel Lopez. Lopez stopped by Yeager. Flashes the leather, and Nate Yeager keeps his squad in a 3-game lead, or a 3-goal lead rather. Lopez trying to turn it, working against Vince Aragon. Aragon is harrying him, and finally Lopez will give it back to Jacob Jones. They're crossing in the center, and they've got a foul in the box. They will show the blue card. Let's take a look at this one again. Here's Jones, passes it forward, and he's just leaning back. Finally, Froylan Ramirez just gives up the body weight. Let's see if we can see it a little better here. Yeah, he's kind of leaning back into Froylan Ramirez. They're going to give Froylan the blue, say that he pushed him down, but that's a tough one for a defender, because if they're leaning their body weight into you and you just kind of scoot out, it's a whole lot of not my fault. but the runners will now be playing on the low side in the defense. It'll be 5-on-4 ball for the Kansas Bandits. So it's a pushing blue card. And since it was in the box, this will actually be a penalty. Lopez in to take. The only one I've seen so far for Nate Yeager this season, he did not win. And this will be the same case as Lopez gets his second goal of the game. Angel Lopez has his squad within 2 now. He's doubled his goal count for the season as he goes high. Yeager was thinking he'd go right. Edward Oropesa into the center. Colton Ord, Mario Matute back to Oropesa. Runners in that first quarter, they were creating a lot of good scoring opportunities. Kansas settled down defensively and got themselves in a good spot. This one's reflected up, and Nate Yeager will high point that ball. Slip forward for Jaime Hernandez. Jaime gives it back to Colton Ord. Mario Matute. Back to Ord. Yeager finds Jaime Hernandez. Over to Ord. I mean, just not seeing the same open looks that we saw in that first quarter for the runners, as Matute will just rocket that one across. Good double team to at least slow down the advance of the Bandits. Bandits push it over to Eseas de la Torre. Eseas will be coming off the pitch, though. Lost backwards. Here is Chelino Sanchez. Sanchez to David Garcia. And so the Bandits restart from their own goal. So the Bandits, I mean, the big question for them, that substitution, they're going to have to be quick. Very much more like in hockey where you're taking 1-2 minute shifts at most. You don't want to see Kansas taking a ton as Stevens is punished down, but he'd kick the ball out of play first. So Gonzalez punching it long. Nate Yeager, he might have stepped out. They say no, he's good. He stayed on. Now launch. Oh, Vince Aragon is taken down. They say it's perfectly fine. Looked kind of like he caught all man, no ball. That one will reflect off of the high boards. Aragon trapped up in the corner. Vince slid out. Oh, hits high. Michael Stevens catches the defender. That'll go down as a block for Paul Knaps. Yeager wants this one on the wide side. Yeager to Kashmir to Robert Leonard, and this could be dangerous. Yeager appears just in time. Up to Robert Leonard. Leonard pushing up for Vince Aragon. Vince over to Kashmir, and it's reflected off of Vince Aragon. See some fans there rocking the road jerseys. And it looks like a timeout down on the field. The Rio Rancho visitors and, oh, sorry, actually, no, we will step aside. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Macarena. As it's a fun day here, it's 90s day at the Rio Rancho Event Center. So the runners celebrating all things 90s. As a 90s baby, you know, always fun hearing some of these songs that they're playing. The trivia, everything's been fun. You can see the fans that know what they're doing out there. So just one goal so far here as we're just past the halfway point. The Rio Rancho Convention and Visitors Bureau has all the information that you need to make your stay in Rio Rancho fun and memorable. They feature all things Rio Rancho, including your New Mexico runners. You can check out visitRioRancho.org for more information. That's visitRioRancho.org. Rio Rancho, New Mexico, the city of vision, according to the sign. Part of that is that you can see, if you go to the runner's website, as this one is skied, if you go to the runner's website, you'll see like the view of the mountains, pretty much from Rio Rancho. Gorgeous view. That's why Jaeger's got the watermelon jersey, Sandia Mountains right here. Terry Zamora battling off Oliveras. Zamora, Nate Jaeger will blast that one, and Oropesa says he didn't touch it. Referee says, yes, he did. Or sorry, no, he didn't. Oropesa wins it for the runners. They go quickly. And it's kind of passes like that that have been the difference here in the second quarter versus the opening for the runners, is they're not maintaining possession in the offensive zone quite the same way. Sandoval tries to switch sides. Fighting off De La Torre. Giancarlo still in contention for it. Giancarlo trying to dig that one out from Oliveras. Giancarlo, I mean, I don't know how many Kansas Bandits he's got to fight off, but the answer is doesn't matter as he draws the foul. Cutting back through, and Nate Jaeger blasted out, but Lopez right in the way. Here's David Garcia. .540 on the clock as the runners have been held scoreless in the second. Can they change that here? It's a 3-on-2. Oh, it's taken away from Josh Garcia, and then Ord blasts that one, and this is dangerous, so Nate Jaeger will just kick it right to touch. Looks like 1-2 Bandits stand before it. See what their decision is here offensively. So they're going to box around it. Never saw the open spot. 2 shots, 3, no. It was Isias De La Torre, and then this one will reflect straight off the back of Oropesa. There's Andrew De La Torre, intercepted by Sandoval. Giancarlo couldn't flip it through. It's taken away from Sandoval. Bump long for Nate Jaeger. Easy day of pitch and catch for Nate Jaeger as that one lands right in his hand. Yeager's still waiting to get this ball in hand. Referee restarts it. Yeager skyward to Kashmir, and it goes over Kashmir. Leonard. Ooh, nice reflection backwards where only Lopez can get there. Angel fighting off Robert Leonard. Angel Lopez. Nice pass in. Shot up high wide. And the runners will kick it out of play. Shot on the play, David Garcia. We've got a foul down on the field as Leonard is taken down. Fans in the stands calling for that blue. I see somebody brought their own blue card in the stands, as they want that to be decided for them. Snyder, the last to touch that one. No, they say that it went off the toes of, I believe, Baca. Out for Snyder, tries to tuck it through, and then hits the netting, so the runners want it at the top. They get it at the top. .420 on the clock. Four pounded in there. Kashmir, no. Bandits committed 4 to that wall, and runners almost snuck right behind it. Ball over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez back to Yeager. Austin Snyder up to Jaime. Jaime, the long shot. Gonzalez just able to get that ball with Rogers harrying him. And now it's the Bandits who want the long. Here's Garcia. Robert Leonard at least bounces it outside so he doesn't get the open shot. This could be Lopez, though. Lopez, time to gather, time to shoot. And it wings off the top of the iron. Shift change on the field. Benjamin Rogers. Out to Josh Garcia, and Garcia has it taken away by Paul Knaps as he couldn't hold on to that ball. Here's Diego Oliveras. Brings it through the middle, but it'll be his opposite number, Jaime Hernandez. To Josh Garcia, but the Bandits playing a much tighter marking in the second quarter, and it's been difficult for the runners to handle. Rogers chips it over to the wall, and then straight out it should be with the Bandits. Chip by De La Torre. That was the Seas. Referees say let him play. And Gonzalez comes way up. Keep away the one, the lone man run, and that's in the, that was in the goal. Nate Yeager was all the way in the goal. Referee says that if you're in there, then that is in the goal. I was thinking the same thing when I saw his feet inside of it, and that's going to make this a one-goal game. Let's look at this one again. So we're trapped here in the corner. Reflects. Oh, yeah, that's across the red line, yeah. Pablo Negro on the goal. So Pablo Negro gets on the scoreboard. Unfortunate for the runners who've seen a 3-goal lead diminish to 1. as they've spent the last 12 and a half minutes unable to really get any effective shots in this quarter. That's reflected out, and we've got a foul somewhere off ball. Not sure what the action was. Are you looking for indoor soccer leagues to play in? The International Indoor Soccer Arena is your spot for you and adult indoor soccer leagues in Albuquerque area. It's the official training facility of the New Mexico Runners. You can sign up for leagues at internationalindoor.com. So it must have been a pass over the yellow lines as De La Torre punches it right to Lopez. Lopez, not the guy you want to see shooting. They love going that right side of Jaeger. I wonder if that's something Nate will watch out for, as now turn back around for the opportunity. Josh to Jaime Hernandez. The runner's back on. All set up by Julian Garcia taking it forward. Jaime Hernandez, his second goal of the game. As he chucks something into the fans for them. But yeah, you see they cross to Jaime. Jaime goes straight to that right side. And the runners build themselves back into a 6-4 cushion. And then a foul. Michael Stevens taken to the turf. De La Torre hears from the referee. Free kick for New Mexico. Ferlin Ramirez looking for Austin Snyder. Snyder trapped up against the board. Snyder tries to turn it back around, but he was all alone. Lopez with Rogers chasing, and Nate Jaeger, oh, gets it off the boards. Nice move by Rogers. Loses the ball finally. Garcia. Ooh, Jaeger with the leg kick. Ferlin Ramirez looking for Michael Stevens. Stevens misses the ball. Punch towards the runner bench, and that'll be Garcia once again. Garcia wanting that multi-play, and this time Nate Jaeger sets his feet. Up to Michael Stevens. Stevens looking forward for Snyder, who was caught on the wrong foot. Over to Vince Aragon. Benjamin Rudd. Oh, Michael Stevens a little late on the comeback. Vince Aragon turns it around. Aragon cuts right. He shoots, catches high board, and good hands out there, flashing the leather in the stands. Yeah. The gentleman she's here with just gave her some knuckles on that because she had the quick flash of the hands. 21 seconds remain in the opening half. It's a 2-goal game for the runners as Kansas has outscored New Mexico 2-1 here in the second quarter. Andrew De La Torre hits it to the side, and then it's knocked real high by Paul Knaps. So the amount of time the runners have will be very limited. Jaeger's just going to go straight at goal, but the clock will expire. So the runners get a late goal there from Jaime Hernandez to give themselves a multi-goal opportunity into the second half. It's runners 6, Bandits 4 here in Major Arena Soccer League 2.
ChemDry is more than just a carpet cleaner. Our wood floor cleaning service renews the health and beauty of your wood floors so you can fall in love with them all over again. Using our ChemDry Green certified solution, we remove dirt, allergens, and grime that regular do-it-yourself cleaning methods don't fully remove. Choose ChemDry, the healthy home authority, to refresh and renew the natural beauty of your wood floors.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Actually, I have 3 children. One of them is in school. So yeah, it really does help me.
Many of the people who support Family Life Radio every month are just trying to do the best they can in the little things, like being a mom.
We moved here. We were living in a small town. You couldn't really get any radio stations, and so we moved to a bigger town, and now I've been listening ever since, and I've never been closer to God, and I feel like it's really helped me be a mother, be more patient, be more kind, and more loving. Those messages, they help me tremendously.
Melissa and her 3 children are just one family in Family Life Radio's Family of Hope, who appreciate how God encourages them every day.
The radio station, when I listen to it, it gives me this peace and comfort, like God is doing His work.
Rocket Power and Rocket Power.
All right, can you guess Nate Yeager's favorite nightly show?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
All right, how about Rob Leonard?
What's your favorite night show?
Dragon Ball Z.
What's What's your favorite 90s show?
Johnny Bravo.
What's your
What am I doing? What am I doing?
What's your favorite 90s show?
My favorite 90s show? Growing up, it was Pokemon.
Now it's Vince Arnold's turn.
What's your favorite 90s show?
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. All right. Julian Garcia. What is his favorite 90s show?
What's your favorite 90s show?
I was not born in the 90s. Wasn't even born yet.
All right, welcome back. Today's game is brought to you by the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. They engage entrepreneurs through community advocacy, networking, and innovative one-on-one training designed to help them be successful. The Hispano Chamber of Commerce is proud to support New Mexico's only 100% Hispanic-owned professional sports team and have the New Mexico Runners as members. Sign your business up today and let's grow together at ahcnm.org. It's also brought to you by True Rest Float Spa. Getting the true rest you need is easier than you think. Why not recover from the hard day's work or even reset your mind and body? True Rest Float Spa Albuquerque can help you rest and recover, regenerate your mind, your body, and even your spirit from now until the end of January. Become a basic, plus, or premium member, and you can float for 30 days unlimited for free. Visit True Rest Albuquerque on Facebook to claim this offer. You see right there some of the young ladies out there getting ready to head out on the field and do some entertainment in-house for the fans. Always, I mean, one of the fun things for us to see out here. So far in this one, the New Mexico Runners holding a 6-4 lead over the Kansas Bandits, and the scoring started out very early for the New Mexico Runners as the Runners had Austin Snyder on a pass from Froylan Ramirez in the first 20 seconds of the game. Gave them their first goal, and then just over a minute later, Froylan Ramirez would score on a pass from Edward Oropesa. Jaime Hernandez would score a little later on to give them a 3-0, but the Bandits would strike back. They'd get 2 in a row of their own with Chelino Sanchez and then Angel Lopez on a sweet setup to the left. As Chelino Sanchez, or as Angel Lopez drug the guys to the right and shot to the left. Runners would score twice more, though, in that first quarter with Edward Oropesa getting on the board and Terry Zamora on a pass from Josh Garcia. The second quarter, though, the Runners just could not break through offensively. They were really, really struggling there. The first goal came 6 minutes in with Angel Lopez getting his second on a penalty kick. Then Pablo Negro was able to knock one in off the boards. Kind of a tough shot and a tough situation for the keeper, Nate Yeager. The Runners still were unable to really get it rolling. It took just over 13 minutes with 1:46 on the clock. Finally, Jaime Hernandez on a sweet pass from Josh Garcia got the scoring going for the Runners. So they lead this one 6-4. Runners still looking for their first win of the season. The Bandits trying to get to their third win and their first road victory of the year. Find out who has a little bit more juice in them in the second half. We will be back in just a moment. We're glad that you could watch this M2 game with the Runners and the Bandits.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for calling out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know.
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crown molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
New Mexicans love their New Mexican restaurants, so we want to be able to offer the same flavors, the same profiles in a different environment, very unique to the West Side. Certainly our #1 seller is tacos and empanadas. We're keeping everything as fresh and as local as possible. We have a full craft cocktail list, pairing that with award-winning brewers that have been in the industry for a very long time.
So right now we have anywhere between 8 and 11 beers on tap. My head brewer makes phenomenal German sours. Obviously, we're in Albuquerque, so we need to make big, bold IPAs.
That's why IPAs are so popular in New Mexico, is because our palates have adjusted to the type of flavors that us New Mexicans like, which is hot chili. And we need a lot of flavor, a lot of kick.
Now we've expanded, and this is our event space. We've doubled our capacity, and we've also almost quadrupled our storage production in regards to beer.
The whole concept of sobremesa is being able to share your experiences with each other and talk around the dinner table.
Gathering around la mesa.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Take a look there as the fans just next to the net, excited and ready for this one. Second half just about to get kicked off here. The runners of New Mexico out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, to face off with the Kansas Bandits. 30 more minutes to go in this game. The runners a 2-goal lead after the first 30. Question is, can they hold on to that lead? That's been, they've lost a couple of close ones, 10-11. They only lost by 1 the last one that these two played. They've got to maintain that lead. I think just like in the first half, they need to be the first ones to score here, set the tone. First shot, though, goes wide, and now we've got a foul down. It'll stay with the Bandits. Oh, good setup, and that will be the opening goal. Lopez with that's actually Andrew De La Torre, who comes in and scores the touchdown. The goal. I'm all mixed up. I said kickoff, and I was thinking football now. Wrong football there. Scores the goal. So the Kansas Bandits strike first in the second half. Colton Ord blasts it forward. He's looking for Oropesa up front. They'll trap it over to Gonzalez. Right now, very dangerous for the runners because the momentum could be shifting to Kansas if they give up one more goal. As Nate Yeager gets there. Oh, what another save by Nate. Matched body for body with Jacob Jones. Oropesa not thrown off, so Oliveras will have to give it back to his keeper. Now Gonzalez will be playing it high. Ord intercepts it, keeps it out of the danger zone. Ord goes down, so does the offensive player as Colton Ord loses his feet. It will be the Bandits on the ball. Ord still trying to argue, saying, hey, I was the one who was knocked down by them. Falls on deaf ears, though, as it will be restarted. Oh, that was close. Yeager able to reset himself in the goal. And they will call the foul here against, it looks like, Julian Garcia. That's a rough one for Julian because it kind of looked like he was the one that got kicked. Not the other way around, but the Bandits will have another free kick high in the runner's zone. Yeager able to blast that one, and then Ord gets it out of the danger zone with Oropesa sliding it over to Garcia. Julian against the board, still dragging. Julian has it taken away. He wants it back, but now with a full head of steam, the Kansas Bandits had the chance. Jaime slid through. Oh, just wide. Julian Garcia with the chance. Edward Oropesa for Garcia, but it didn't have enough mustard on the sandwich. Now the Bandits handball, or it will be a push. Referee right now explaining, as I believe there was a little bit of extracurriculars. Referee telling him, hey, no more of that. You guys have the ball. It will be David Garcia. De La Torre pushes it back to Garcia. Garcia will wing it in. But it's wung out. I think that would be the proper. Up to Lopez. Now Robert Leonard to Froylan Ramirez. Froylan crossing along to Nicholas Cashmere. Cashmere lets loose. Loses his feet. Froylan Ramirez tries Nick Cashmere again. Leonard is stuck in a 2-on-1. Cashmere appears to give him a hand. High reflection, Vince Aragon. Cuts it around Andrew De La Torre. Looking for Michael Stevens. It's reflected. Michael Stevens. He'll cross through Vince Aragon. Sets up Cashmere on a good looking shot. was a little high, though, and the referee says that Gonzalez didn't ever touch the ball. Yeager will blast it off the boards. Aragon almost caught a boot on that one. Ferland Ramirez will force it back. Jacob Jones fighting Michael Stevens, and Michael Stevens almost won there for a second. Ball up the wing for Jones. Yeager sees it trace around the sides to Rob Leonard. You give it back to Aragon. Vince, outlet pass. Just trying to slow things down. No changes that I see out on the field. Up here to Lopez. Ferland Ramirez. Check that one out. Nicholas Cashmere now. Cashmere up for Vince Aragon. Aragon will have it, but there'll be guys there. Cross court. No! As Michael Stevens, the angle was just a little too short. Zamora out on the field now. Here's Cashmere. Nicholas goes straight at it. Now Colton Ord as well, so the two defenders have changed. Offense looking the same. Now here's a fresh body, Giancarlo Sandoval. Vince Aragon. Vince trying to keep his body in there. Terry Zamora to Vince Aragon. Aragon still fighting for it. Trying to bring it inside, and it will be kicked straight out of touch as Giancarlo Sandoval was trying to get on it. Kick at the top of the key right here. No, Bandits intercept it. Not out of the woods yet, though. Colton Ord goes straight at the goal. Terry. Got around to Josh Garcia out on the field. He's up to Colton Ord. Ord overlaps. Reflection, no. And straight out. Another look at the top of the key here. Tries to slide, he slid it through them. As now Nate Yeager going after it, but something happened off ball. And whatever it was that happened will benefit the Kansas Bandits. They'll have ball back, so the runners just one goal in the last quarter and almost another half a quarter on top of it. Nate Yeager will knock that one away. Outshot 1-3 since the beginning of the second quarter. Zamora intercepts that ball. He'll give it to Giancarlo Sandoval. Looking forward for Josh Garcia. Garcia's got to get around Garcia. Out to Giancarlo Sandoval. Giancarlo. Trying to find creative ways to find the open shot, but sometimes you just got to wing it out there. Josh Garcia is the kind of guy who does that, but he'll have to pull it up because there's no look. Terry Zamora tiptoes around one defender. They'll open up Josh Garcia again. Garcia off the boards and intercepted by the defense. Forward, it's Edward Oropesa. He's got Benjamin Rogers, or pardon me, yeah, Benjamin Rogers. Benji's checked in there. Nick Cashmere. Rogers will chase it down. Up to Rob Leonard. Got Austin Snyder forward. Snyder brings it back to Rogers. Jaime can't get around the defender, and the Bandits will have at least a little bit of a breather. Inside for Austin Snyder. Rob Leonard tried to go low, and now we've got a breakout opportunity. It's Lopez once again. Lopez stopped up as Nate Yeager has been excellent in goal. He's given up a few, sure, but once again, I mean, it's just another great opportunity day for Nate Yeager. He's seen pretty well everything that he's faced. So that's 5 goals against and 7 saves so far today. Jaime builds his room back to Kashmir. 6 on the clock now. Nate Yeager to Austin Snyder. Snyder back to Kashmir. Kashmir to Jaime Rodriguez. Chiva trying to get somewhere. Rob Leonard turns back around. Over to Benjamin Rogers. Rogers lets loose, and there's another block by the Kansas Bandits. No time to make the change. They wanted the change. Crashes off the boards. And now transition time. This is where they can make the change. Lopez a little high. And that will be the halfway point of this quarter, so we will take a timeout before we leave, though. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? I would say me, but you are. Today's game is brought to you by Magic Mirror. Book Magic Mirror for your next party or event. They may even have jumpers. A full-service party event company. Visit magicmirrornm.com to book today. And when you're looking for the best pet store in town, look no further than Clark's Pets. With 2 convenient locations in Albuquerque, you can swing in to get what you need. Clark's Pet Emporium is your pet's second best friend. 4914 Lomas and 11200 Manal, clarkspets.com. Back in a moment.
We write our names in the sky as we come alive. Electric tonight, we're flying. We orbit, dance on the moon. You light up for me, I light up for you. Now, darling, we feel it in our bones, feel it in our bones. Nothing but golden, nothing but golden. It's pumping through our veins, pumping through our veins. High on a feeling, high on a feeling. It feels so golden, feels so golden. A thrilling feeling, feels so golden. It feels so golden. All of the stars.
Check out some of the fans up there in the suites. Got a little bit of my man Tom Jones over the speakers here. Bandits looking to join the Chiefs as teams from Kansas that won today. The runners, though, want to be the first New Mexico team to win today. The Lobos men's basketball are in action tonight as well here in the Land of Enchantment. So great events and a great team. The only family-owned and operated club in the state, the New Mexico Runners here, with a 1-goal lead, 5:17 to go in the third quarter. Oropesa over to Nate Yeager. Snyder, a tough pass. Yeager, that one almost was on target. Nate might be putting a shot on goal to his name. Josh Garcia to Terry Zamora. Jaime Hernandez lets loose, and there's another goal as Jaime goes upper 90. Hattie Jaime. What a ball. The runners needed that as they were kind of losing the direction there. Jaime Hernandez. Let's look at this one. He was kind of roughed up there. He says, hey, no problem for me. Right boot to the goal. Upper 90. That's a tough one for Brian Gonzalez to have to get after because that is, whew. Went and kissed his kid right afterwards. That was cool. One of the advantages of playing here in M2. Cozy atmospheres. Josh Garcia now, and you can tell the runners have a little bit more pep in the step out there. Got a little juice in the veins. Have to look for where Rio the Roadrunner is, see if he's out hyping people. Back to Froylan Ramirez. Nate Yeager. Oh, nice reflection up. Jaime back for Oropesa. He's already got one. Edward. Over to Jaime. Jaime tried the front boot shot, but he was just a tick to the left. Stolen away. Always good to have friends. Oropesa. Oh, there's an interception as they tried a couple of different ways to keep that one in the offensive zone. Josh Garcia pretty much went full splits, Patrick Swayze style out there. Chip forward for Austin Snyder. Now the replacement line needs to bring the same energy. Benjamin Rogers carrying this ball forward, and it's been all runners after that goal. Vince Aragon was fighting off Gonzalez. Benjamin Rogers playing that one while he gets to his feet. Rogers slides it around the boards. It's going to blast off Gonzalez. We'll see it trickle into his own hands. Froylan Ramirez with Lopez chasing after him. Froylan crosses field. It's Jaime Rodriguez. Oh, so close for the runners. Just crossed the face, and that one will stay in bounds, and luckily for the Bandits, hop right before the yellow line. Benjamin Rogers. Benji, let's get rid of that one. He gets it to Yeager. Well, no, it's going to go back for Froylan. Froylan. Sent it up to Vince Aragon, to the longtime players, Austin Snyder. Gets a boot in there, and that one, Snyder gets called for that, but he got all the ball. Referee says he must have got something more than the ball. Bandits with a free kick coming up, but it's a 2-goal lead for the runners still with 2:07 on the clock. Lopez trying to make up for the missing top 2 offensive players not here for the Kansas Bandits, but they're still keeping up just behind the runners. Pounded in, Nate Yeager shows off the flash of skill. Rogers will have to chase after this one. Benjamin almost gets to it. He's still playing after it on the ground, but it'll be Miguel Baca. Haven't called his name a lot lately. Miguel Baca back out there. Jaime Rodriguez. Oh, snuck in almost by Jaime Hernandez. Gonzalez kept his eyes on the prize. That was impressive goalkeeping work because Hernandez almost had a chip in. They looked, just a little bit short of Hernandez. Now Matute on top of that one. Colton Ord says, no, let me take this. We'll get our line change. Brings Edward Oropesa out. Colton Ord. Up to Michael, well, he got a full wrap on Michael Stevens. That kind of seemed foul-worthy. Instead, Kansas will be pushing to the offensive zone. Nate Yeager will shuttle it. Less than half a minute to go in the third quarter. The Runners and the Bandits just one goal apiece in this quarter. Michael Stevens takes that ball away, and Matute against the boards. Time expires here in the third. The Runners keep the Bandits at bay. 15 more minutes to be played. The Runners 7, the Bandits 5.
Oh my gosh. Looks like their coach has come into the game.
Into the game, number 3, as they're going to try to give a break to a few legs on the bench. Famiglietta, we believe, is normally their coach, but he's into the game.
And he scores
immediately with a back heel flick.
Hey.
You got to love indoor.
You have to love the indoor game, right? I mean, that's a great goal. I mean, he must be a goal scorer because that's a goal scorer's goal right there.
The official sponsor of Rio the Roadrunner is Albuquerque Plumbing and Heating. They also have this plunger toss that we're watching. Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has long been based upon the values of commitment to hard work, honesty, consistency to their customers. They're proud to have been honored with the Angie's List Super Service Award since 2009. This is an award only 5% of businesses that are on Angie's List can receive. Call 505-418-1648. Ooh, that plunger pretty close. We've got 2 of them on there. Look pretty close too. They're also Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. First group to sponsor Rio the Roadrunner. Good fun out there. Today's game is also brought to you by the Rio Rancho Regional Chamber of Commerce. They welcome all fans to the New Mexico Runners games. The Chamber is committed to economic growth and job creation in Nuevo Mexico. Learn more at rrrcc.org. That's 3rrscc.org, or give them a call, 505-892-1533. And the jersey sponsors for them are High Noon Restaurant and Saloon, Premier Steakhouse and Saloon in Albuquerque, margaritas, steaks, enchiladas in Old Town, New Mexico. Since 1974, High Noon is a proud partner of your New Mexico Runners. And we are underway for the final quarter of play. The Runners with a 2-goal lead. Nate Yeager, ball in hand. So, as the Kansas Bandits will take this ball forward, the Kansas Bandits lose the ball. Runners will push it forward with Vince Aragon. Aragon flips it out to Rob Leonard. Leonard has an open look. He doesn't cut it. Now he cuts. Leonard shoots, and it's gathered by Gonzalez. Now open look and a goal buried in by Paul Knaps. He tucks it to bed, and Paul Knaps has the Bandits back within 1. Let's take a look at this one again as they opened it up. Similar spot where he has the open look. Knaps, though, it's one-on-one with Yeager. He goes 5-hole right between the legs. So that is kind of the nightmare start to the quarter for the Runners. They had kind of pulled the momentum around, but now with laser into the bench. But with the goal early in the quarter, I mean, Kansas, another goal like that, and it would be all Kansas Bandit time. Trying to scoop it away was Garcia. Up to Josh Garcia. Colton Ord. Backs it to Zamora. Zamora to Edward Oropesa. He's got Nate Yeager. Still looking for a good opportunity. There it is. And just a little too heavy on the look. Trying to pass it around to Julian Garcia. Here's Josh Garcia. Josh will have to reverse it around to Terry Zamora. Zamora already a goal today. Up to Colton Ord. Ord puts one on goal, and it's scooped out by Andrew De La Torre with Nate Yeager coming up at the yellow line. Josh Garcia, couldn't reflect it. Edward Oropesa. It was just a little bit higher than his forehead. Blasted out of bounds by De La Torre. That is Esias. Esias De La Torre. Restart for the Runners. It's Leonard to Stevens. Stevens wants a big blast, and it'll go straight out of play on the defender reflection. David Garcia, the man there. Nate Yeager trying to center pass that one through. Difficult space for Lopez to work. Snyder gets called for the foul. It's a push, they say, on the back of Andrew De La Torre. So restart for the Bandits right at midfield. Esias De La Torre, he'll chop it up to the corner. Leonard will box out. Kashmir launches it out of the offensive zone for the Bandits. Now Michael Stevens will gather the ball. Stevens, cross to Rogers. Benji catches the bottom of Garcia. Runners restart the attack by pushing it back to Yeager. Michael Stevens over to Rob Leonard. Leonard for Snyder. Back to Stevens. He's got to go backwards. Stevens is pushed down on the floor. Yeah, C.S. De La Torre, no questioning that one. He kind of put his hand right in the back of Michael Stevens and put him on the turf. Referee discussing with them right now.
All right, let's be the kryptonite fans. Let's hear you loud. Let's hear you crazy. Let's hear your best runners out there. Are you ready? Let's go!
Leonard flips it up for Jaime Hernandez. Hernandez. And this could be a breakaway opportunity. It's a 2-on-1 for Lopez. Michael Stevens off balance. He was able to slow that down. Lopez, oh, what a Superman diving save for Nate Yeager. Rogers still trying to get that one out. Shot low, Nate Yeager makes another save as that was Jacob Jones on the shot. Corner kick sets up the opportunity, and Nate Yeager will glove the ball. Jaime Rodriguez. Chiva over to Nate Yeager. Up here for Jaime Hernandez. They say handball. Oh no, it was over the yellow lines. And that's a mistake because Hernandez was going to bring that one down and cause some problems. Seas De La Torre. De La Torre wants to go direct at goal, and he wings it high. Long push to Austin Snyder. Snyder keeps it on the body, and then his doppelganger, Terry Zamora, will have to push through a man, and that's going to be a card. Yeah, any day of the week, that's going to be a card. This one's lost forward, and that was Diego Oliveras. And yeah, he slowed up for it. Zamora just knocks him straight to the ground. The runners not where they want to be right now, as it's going to be 5-on-4. Their penalty kill was 80% walking into today. It'll be the further penalty here. 5-on-4, and Lopez, who's already notched one penalty goal today. See, this is the look. The defenders are at half field, and they want to rush up and get there. No time for it. Nate Yeager closes rank, but we've got a tie ball game as Lopez gets a second power play goal of the day. And right now, that is huge. I mean, the mistake by Terry Zamora. Yeager is allowed to come in closer. You can see the defenders as well, but it's just buried home by Lopez, who's been the offensive leader for them today. And now the runners need a goal, and they need it bad. So that ends the power play. There's 5-on-5 once more. Vince Aragon, who was kept quiet in their last game, you need him or Jaime Hernandez. Their two goal-scoring leaders have not gotten on the board today. Really no good looks for either player either. Nate Yeager goes straight for goal. Oh! Rogers! Oh, Benjamin Rogers can't convert on the goal-scoring opportunity. That forces Nate Yeager to have to streak down the field. And that's a handball by Froylan. No, they say let it play. And now pushed down into the boards. Runners started up to Nick Cashmere. Runners trying to catch the Bandits sleeping. Cashmere off the glass. Vince Otagon turns it back around. Vince decides he wants to give it back to Cashmere and set up the play. Rogers. Froylan Ramirez. He gets past it a little too far, and Garcia there. David Garcia up to Vince Otagon. Looking for Garcia. Nick Cashmere. He's got Andrew De La Torre on his heels. Yeager up to Froylan Ramirez. Froylan crossfield to Julian Garcia. Referees aren't going to fall for that one. Julian Garcia trying to draw a foul on Chelino Sanchez. Sets up the shot, no. Up and to the right. And then it'll be knocked out of play by Vince Otagon. 2-on-2 there with him and Jacob Jones facing off. 8:32 to go, and so far neither team able to establish a good footing. The Runners had a lead as far as 3 today, and that has diminished. Vince Otagon getting there on Jones, and Jacob will wing this one high. It'll be Nate Yeager to restart things. Yeager launches it into the offensive zone. Here's Jaime Rodriguez. I've mentioned Jaime's been quiet today. Chiva's the guy they got to get scoring. Jaime Hernandez, on the other hand, as there's an all for Jaime. Oh, Rodriguez couldn't get it up in the air. Matute, he will chop this one up in the air, and it catches the netting. Gonzalez. Matute gets there first. Oropesa trying to take on De La Torre, and Asias De La Torre is a big guy. Edward Oropesa is not nearly as tall, so it's won by the Bandits. There's Miguel Baca. Baca back to Jacob Jones. Here's Asias De La Torre. Matute rips that ball straight out of his feet. Jaime Rodriguez looking for Jaime Hernandez, and instead looks like he found Terry Zamora on the bench. (7-7) halfway through the final quarter. Whistle is blowing down there, and they will turn it back around. It's an official timeout. As we've gotten to the halfway point of the quarter, we'll be back in just a moment here on YouTube and Comcast 26.
Bienvenidos
to an unforgettable night with the Hispano Chamber. Immerse yourself in the vibrant colors, rhythmic beats, and rich traditions of New Mexico. Mark your calendars for a night filled with New Mexican music, food, and cultural pride. La Noche Encantada, El Festival, featuring Al Hurricane Jr.
It's the best night of the year.
February 24th. For tickets, tables, and sponsorship, visit ahcnm.
Hey, look, it's the birthday zone, Rio's birthday party zone. Of course, if you're a Runners fan, couldn't make it today, you're watching on YouTube, Comcast Channel 26, on Facebook, wherever you're watching. Always fun to come out here for a birthday. Rob Leonard to Jaime Rodriguez. Rodriguez, oh, it rolled off Gonzalez. Couldn't put it down, though. As the Runners still looking to strike here. It's been, I mean, they scored 5 goals in the first quarter. They scored 2 in the last. I'm sorry, actually 5 in the first and then 1 in each of the following quarters. And this could be the breakaway chance for Lopez. Oh, Nate Yeager with a big stop. And Yeager is shaken up on the play. Almost certainly took that one hard. I mean, it's a tough shot. Goalkeepers do not have an easy job down there. Let's take a look at this one again as Yeager lines this one up. Oh, yeah, caught that one high hip. That's where he's kind of holding on down there. But Yeager's a tough dude. And, of course, Runners are taken care of by the Athletic Training Center. Trainers specializing in recognizing, preventing, and treating various musculoskeletal injuries and medical conditions to create the most therapeutic plans for each individual's specific needs. Oh, a high shot. That could have been something. If you want to learn about the Runners' official trainers, visit Athletic Training Center, abq.com. Snyder bounces it back to Kashmir. Kashmir uproots it to Rodriguez. He's got Kashmir on the far side. Nick in for the goal! Nicholas Kashmir on a beautiful cross from Jaime, and they needed that one. Chiva gets it across. Peek this. He sees it. He's got the option there, and even with the runner, perfect placement. Kashmir goes right between the legs. And that is the go-ahead goal here. Runners 8, Bandits 7. Now, if I'm the Runners, the biggest thing I'm focusing on right now, the thing that they have struggled with for the last couple of seasons is giving up goals right after they score goals. So if I'm them right now, if I'm Coach Familetta, I'm telling him, hey, heads up right now, stay alive, and do exactly this. You want to keep it away from the goal at this exact moment. And here's a breakaway for Josh Garcia. Josh has to let go. No. Shut down on the play by Miguel Baca. Terry Zamora trying to put that pressure on. Colton Ord crosses it through the middle, right behind Garcia. Now it is Jacob Jones, and a whistle blows. A blue card. On who? Edward Oropesa? I didn't see him do anything there. They say that he grabbed around the neck. Jersey rip up or an elbow? Well, that takes a little wind out of the sails for the Runners as they'll be back into the power play. Luckily for them, though, there's no penalty kick on this one. That's what's gotten them on the last 2 power plays. We'll see their actual power play kill unit out there. Roll in the box, look. And it's kicked out of there by Ord. Rotated around to Jones. Jacob gives it to Garcia. Jacob Jones. Colton Ord now trying to close in and keep this one out. Jacob Jones low. Runners block. It was Froylan Ramirez on the block. De La Torre. Acias as Michael Stevens takes him out of the play, and they're going to blow that one dead for the body by Michael Stevens.
And just like Chris Ross, you can jump in the birthday party zone. Everybody wants to celebrate their birthday, and we want to give a special shout out to Eli.
Acias De La Torre.
In the Rio's birthday party zone. Eli, go ahead and get us away, buddy. All right, guys. Eli, happy birthday.
Acias De La Torre. As good an opportunity as they're going to get for the Kansas Bandits with 4:55 to go. Froylan Ramirez flicks it off the boards, but it's not enough. It stays in the zone. Acias De La Torre. He's got Stevens in front of him. Cross. And that one hits high. Runners drop back into the box. That's the toughest thing, is on those shots, you got to get back into your position when you kind of lunge at those shots. Michael Stevens gets in the way. Stopped again. What a reflection. Nate Yeager with the ball in hand, only 30 seconds to go. There we go. 17 seconds on the power play. Yeager with another big stop. 8 seconds to go on the power play. That one blasts high, and the runners will have ball in hand the last 4 seconds. Yeager launches it, and the power play out on the field is Edward Oropesa. They're pushing that up for Froylan Ramirez, who skids off of Jacob Jones. Diego Oliveras. Crossed out for Lopez. Lopez has been so good at breaking free. Colton Ord gets there and takes him down into the boards. Now it'll be Josh Garcia, but it's knocked out of his reach. Runners kind of collapsing on top of it. 3 minutes to earn their first win of the season, and then throwing the elbow in there is the defender, or the offensive player, and that's going to be a blue card on Miguel Baca, as Baca just shoved Garcia to the floor, and now it'll be Baca in the box, unless they're giving it to Josh Garcia. Really? So it's going to be the runners back onto defense again, as Josh Garcia's given the blue. De La Torre being the 5th player to get out there, Andrew De La Torre. And the referees will break for a timeout. Runners want a timeout, and the referees are going to discuss something, so we'll be back in just a moment here. Birthdays of the folks celebrating along with us: Eli and Abreu, Alex Gonzalez, Angelica Delgado, Chloe Delgado, and of course Coach Familetta, his birthday 3 days ago. Also infamously the oldest player to score in arena soccer. As we saw that in the earlier break, he scored on a power play last season when he was pressed into service due to injuries. Another power play opportunity. So runners will almost have to wash the rest of this. Oh, Ord is put into the boards, and that will be a blue card the other way. I hope Colton Ord is all right. I've taken a couple hits like that before, and it is not nice. Let's see here. Ord is going for it, and oh yeah, just completely bodied him in there. I mean, you're not going to be able to argue that one, and that is Lopez of all folks. Angel Lopez is somebody they want to see on the field, and it looks like time to swap the keepers. So, Eye Associates of New Mexico bring you this game for their LASIK because clarity is the key to victory. Schedule your free screening today at inm.com/LASIK. And don't forget to bring your New Mexico Runners ticket stub for 10% off your procedure. That's inm.com/LASIK to learn more. This game is also brought to you by Elegance Limousines. Elegance Limousines provides the best limousine care and car services in New Mexico. We provide premium vehicles and premium service at competitive prices. Elegance Limousines is the best transportation service and limousines Albuquerque has to offer. Call 505-918-8002. Let us prove to you that we are the best. Speaking of the best, some of the best commercials have been from French's Funerals. Every life deserves to be honored and celebrated. French Funerals and Cremations can help guide you in creating a send-off uniquely tailored to your loved ones and to the needs of your family. And who doesn't want that? They're always available to answer any questions you may have. Visit FrenchFunerals.com or call them 505-843-6333. So it's now 4-on-4 ball. Really opens things up, and the Kansas Bandits have swapped a defensive player into the goal. If I saw right, that was Miguel Baca, although he's wearing a different colored jersey, or a different number jersey, and it almost works. Second chance not there for De La Torre. Shot high, and it will go back to the runners. Wung up, and it's Andrew De Torre. Vince Aragon is closed in on by two Bandits. Odd man rush. Actually, it's even man rush because it's 2-on-3. This 4-on-4, there's a lot more room for the offensive players to work. I mean, if you've ever watched hockey and you see where they play the 3-on-3, 4-on-4, there's just so much more room to operate offensively, especially when you bring up your keeper the way that the Bandits have, down one. Nate Yeager with a big save, and then De Torre launches it out of play. Nate Yeager looking to the side. The one thing the runners have not had in this since we've gone to 4-on-4 is possession. And actually they decided that it was a yellow card against Kansas, not a blue card. Wood gets that ball. 12 seconds to go before the runners get their fifth man back. Chucked out to the corner, Jacob Jones. And the referees give a blue card to who? I believe another Kansas Bandit has been sent off, or is it Colton Ord? It is Colton Ord. So right as they were about to get the ball back, oh yeah, Ord takes a man out. Took out Diego Oliveras. Of course, Colton Ord walked in with the most fouls in the league. So the runners will be down a man for 3 seconds. Then they'll be back to even strength for the final minute. And this is stuff you don't really prepare a ton for. I'm sure Coach Familetta and crew have prepared for 3-on-5. Garcia will come out as quickly as he can. And that one's now tied, as the runners just had no room to work with defensively. And we are all square at 8-8 with 53 seconds to go. The thing is, the runners should get Colton Ord back. So look, that ball goes through, it bounces off the feet of Terry Zamora, and there's no room for error down there. Chelino Sanchez gets his second goal of the game. I guess Ord doesn't come out because of the opposite. I mean, I'm pretty sure he should come out on the power play. I think they're going to discuss that right now. While they're discussing it, well, what have they decided? I mean, I count 5 Bandits out there. Well, while they're discussing it, today's game is brought to you by Charles Stephen. Charles Stephen is a financial planning firm that for 40 years has provided custom-made pathways for individuals, families, and businesses to turn their aspirations into actual plans. Their focus has always been to make a difference in the lives of their clients in our community. Visit charlesstephen.com to get started. And Sober Mesa, a Spanish traditional referring to the time you spend at the table after you've finished eating. In New Mexico, it's time spent engaging with friends and family, sharing stories, and of course, drinking equally quality local craft beer. Their menu is always fresh, local, and seasonal. Sober Mesa is located at 3421 Coors Boulevard, Northwest Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's right there off of Coors on the west side, you know, right over there by the freeway. And today's game is also brought to you by Greg Shamus State Farm. Taking matters into your own hands can be a difference between saving money or losing money. That's why you need to make sure you have an insurance agent that actually cares. Auto, home, renters, and life insurance will give you peace of mind when it matters. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Greg Shamus at 505-898-3648. And this season's media partners, Family Life Radio 91.5, 99.9 The Beat, and KDSK, New Mexico's oldies. I believe they're technically out of Los Ranchos, but they used to be out of Grants, and I believe they still, the folks at KDSK still own K-Mine Country as well. If you're ever driving through Grants, New Mexico, look for that one. That is a fantastic station. KDSK, of course, you can hear out here in the metro area. They're trying to determine how many friends should be out on the field right now to determine if the defense will be there for them. Whether or not Colton Ord can come out or not, and they're going to say nah. Nada. I think they're also discussing whether or not they should be setting up to bring in Lopez, but now it's all square again in the 4-on-4, though, the runners should have a little bit better opportunity here because their big problem has been that they haven't had the room to work offensively, and whistle blows. We're getting ready to go to overtime if this is holding up. De La Torre. You know, since the power plays have begun, it's been all Kansas. Froylan Ramirez gets that ball. He's going to push it out towards where? Josh Garcia can chase it? No, it's De La Torre who gets there first. Andrew to Acias. Acias De La Torre. One wide. Bounced again. And now Vince Aragon will have to chase it against Acias De La Torre, but the time will expire. It's 8-8. A minute left in one power play, 4 in the other. We'll be back with overtime in just a moment.
ChemDry is more than just a carpet cleaner. Our wood floor cleaning service renews the health and beauty of your wood floors so you can fall in love with them all over again. Using our ChemDry Green certified solution, we remove dirt, allergens, and grime that regular do-it-yourself cleaning methods don't fully remove. Choose ChemDry, the healthy home authority, to refresh and renew the natural beauty of your wood floors.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Actually, I have 3 children. One of them is in school. So yeah, it really does help me.
Many of the people who support Family Life Radio every month are just trying to do the best they can in the little things, like being a mom.
We moved here. We were living in a small town. You couldn't really get any radio stations, and so we moved to a bigger town, and now I've been listening ever since, and I've never been closer to God, and I feel like it's really helped me be a mother, be more patient, be more kind, and more loving. Those messages, they help me tremendously.
Melissa and her 3 children are just one family in Family Life Radio's Family of Hope, who appreciate how God encourages them every day.
The radio station, when I listen to it, gives me this peace and comfort, like God is doing His work.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life
Bandits, by the way. Yeager trips that one out in a trip. Not intentional by Josh Garcia. The Academy Awards are upcoming, folks. Don't ever forget that. It's de la Torre. Ten minutes to be played. I have not seen a tie in Major Arena Soccer League, as De La Torre pushes it back out to Gonzalez. Reflection. Froylan Ramirez up to Vince Aragon. Vince chips it forward. Josh Garcia has to get around De La Torre. And he does it off the top. Dang, that was very close. He almost snuck that one through from the angle. Froylan Ramirez up to Josh Garcia, trying to center for Vince Aragon. Flipped up where Colton Oord is back in the game. As you can see, still 2:48 to go in the sit down for Lopez. And taken down the middle, Josh, no, into the middle. And we have a break right now as Benjamin Rogers is down. Let's get out of here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow. Run molding throughout the kitchen and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes.
All right, let's look at this one again. So Rogers is here on your left-hand side. Oh, yeah, kicks him right in the knee, like right above it. Unfortunate, certainly painful, and that's another yellow or another blue card. So with the yellow and the blue, there should only be 3 out there. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the runners. Okay, 5 now for the runners. They do have 4 out there, though, for the Kansas Bandits. I'm not sure how. Shouldn't there only be 3? First shot, wings off there. As you can see on the top left of your screen, there's 2 players in the box for the Kansas Bandits. Runners were stuck to 3 at one point. Froylan Ramirez, across to Josh Garcia. Shot almost there for Vince Aragon, not quite. Here is Edward Oropesa. Runners 1-0 on actual power plays today. see there's one of the men in there, that's Lopez. As the runners winging this ball a few ways, that one will be skied high. Double yellow. Froylan Ramirez over to Josh Garcia. Josh trying to turn it around. He wings it through. It will catch the turf. Jaime Rodriguez hits it off the defender. Froylan Ramirez. Froylan, that one is low, and Gonzalez gets it. Looking forward, Nate Yeager will head it out of play. They play it quickly, but it's intercepted by the runners. The Bandits did have a shorthanded goal against the runners in their first game. Now it's even 5-on-5 now. Whistle blows as there's a runner down in the corner on the far side. Oh, that is not good. That's Jaime Rodriguez. Looks like he might have been hit against the board. Holding the ankle right now, talking to the trainer. Jaime will limp back to the bench, and the runners will need to bring somebody else in who can get that scoring working. So Josh Garcia, Vince Aragon, and it looks like they brought Julian Garcia in for Jaime. No, actually Aragon coming off because they brought Oropesa on the far side as well. Runners trying to crack the win column for the first time this season. Colton Ord with the ball. Bandits trying to play spoiler after being down by 3 earlier. It's a breakaway opportunity for Jones. That one rang loud, but it didn't ring true. And wanting the foul, Jones, I think that's down there. No. And now a blue card against Zamora or Oropesa, one of the two. Fan kind of getting a little involved there. And that is actually Diego Oliveras, who's hit. And Zamora will go check into the box. The runners will be down a man once again. That one will bounce around a couple of ways. De La Torre taking it forward. And breakaway for Garcia disappears. The fans made some noise, but he's now overmanned. Shot in, no. Oh, what a diving play by Froylan Ramirez to get in the way. And Colton Ord with the block. Froylan offloads again. A tough power play kill as Ord drops in to block another. .420 on the clock. Shot, wings high. Now Calkins' shot is Garcia, but no dice. No open looks so far as this one will go high, and I think it was touched by the keeper. Runners, can they break through themselves? No. Runners back to full strength here. Pushing it down the wing, but Roberts can't get there. And here's a breakaway, Rob Leonard. Leonard cross to Zamora. Colton Ord will get there. Ord going for the shot. And remember, this is golden goal. We only play one overtime here in Major Arena Soccer. So if neither team can score in the next 2:45, we will go to shootouts. And the whistle blows. Runners will have the ball and a chance at the score. They've got to get themselves in position here. They want, I mean, that's been their problem. The 5-on-5 scoring has kind of disappeared on them a little bit. Up to Colton Ord. And Gonzalez will get to that ball. Pushed out to Garcia. Garcia up the wing. Shot blocked once again. It was Kashmir on the block. Now, after the shot by De La Torre, it was Nate Yeager on the stop. Nick Kashmir for Ord. Ord still trying to spin after it. Terry Zamora to Vince Aragon. No, neither of them actually ever got on top of that ball, and it'll be cleared away. Nate Yeager in the middle of the field. Up to Terry Zamora. Back to Yeager. Centered. Kashmir, small chip in and then kicked away. That looked like the opportunity for Rogers. He's had a couple of close ones today, but they just haven't fallen for him. Will be runner ball. Referees say that they will have that at the top. Vincent Aragon. Aragon, the chaser to the right is Josh Garcia. Garcia turns and shoots, but he's wide left. This ball will bounce over to Nate Yeager. It's now the Bandits just playing back, 2-3 essentially. Trying to weather the runner's storm. Gonzalez glove on the ball. Back now where Kashmir will get the ball. Nicholas Kashmir looking for Garcia up top. Josh Garcia is tripped up, and that will be a foul. This time it will be Miguel Baca on the play. 43 seconds remaining in the only overtime before we go to shootouts. Can the runners close the deal before 43? Can the Bandits steal it and go the other direction? Or will the game be on Yeager and Gonzalez? Benjamin Rogers, cross around to Zamora. Kashmir misses, so does Aragon. Benjamin Rogers Zamora, as Kashmir is draped over by De La Torre. De La Torre was bear hugging him on that play. Here's Garcia, who's fouled. And that foul, I think, will basically mean the end of the period. Just 4 seconds left on the clock. So we should be going to shootouts next. And Nate Yeager goes for the shot. It's wide right. And that will conclude the overtime period. So, this is the exciting part. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back for some shootouts.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
My mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is...
New Mexicans love their New Mexican restaurants, so we want to be able to offer the same flavors, the same profiles in a different environment, very unique to the West Side. Certainly our #1 seller is tacos and empanadas. We're keeping everything as fresh and as local as possible. We have a full craft cocktail list, pairing that with award-winning brewers that have been in the industry for a very long time.
So right now we have anywhere between 8 and 11 beers on tap. My head brewer makes phenomenal German sours. Obviously, we're in Albuquerque, so we need to make big, bold IPAs.
That's why IPAs are so popular in New Mexico, is because our palates have adjusted to the type of flavors that us New Mexicans like, which is hot chili. And we need a lot of flavor, a lot of kick.
Now we've expanded, and this is our event space. We've doubled our capacity, and we've also almost quadrupled our storage production in regards to beer.
The whole concept of sobremesa is being able to share your experiences with each other and talk around the dinner table.
Gathering around la mesa.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Coach's Familetta right there discussing, I mean, this is one of the toughest ways to end games, doesn't matter what sport you're in. Shootouts, I mean, they're almost a 50-50 proposition. It's where your goalkeepers can become the heroes. As we zoom out a little bit, we will, I believe, eventually see the captain's huddle right here. They're doing the coin toss and making their decisions. So it was an 8-8 end score. They played the overtime, the full 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes, we're here for a shootout. So now that we are just about ready, this is the tough spot. Who goes when? Right now, Coach Familetta, I think, is talking about that. The rule is the player taking this shootout attempt has 5 seconds from the time the whistle sounds to legally score a goal. The ball has not legally crossed the goal line prior to the expiration of 5 seconds, no goal will be rewarded. During the 5 seconds, the ball is live and rebounds are in play. A player of the same team cannot take another shootout kick unless 3 kicks are taken. That is the first, or that is the rule according to MASL, Major Arena Soccer League. And according to the in-house PA announcer, this is the first ever shootout in Runners' home history. Yeager and Gonzalez about to face off here. So it looks like the Runners will begin. It's Josh Garcia first. And once the whistle sounds, again, 5 seconds. Referee just describing the decision. Garcia's got it. Josh cuts through and he scores number 1 to the Runners. Let's take a look at it again. Garcia, you can see the referee's counting with his fingers, cuts to the left. Wide open look for that. Garcia hits the first. Up here, it's Garcia for the Kansas Bandits, and David Garcia wastes no time on that one. Josh, and then David Garcia. Now Vince Aragon for the Runners. Aragon will begin his walk-up. Aragon tucks it right corner. Vince Aragon joins the scoring league. Up next is the captain of these Kansas Bandits. That's Diego Oliveras. Oliveras will slow roll it, and he goes opposite side to Vince Aragon. A little dance celebration. Why not? 2-2 right now. Jaime Hernandez, who has that Hattie today. Jaime with authority, same spot as Vince Aragon, bottom right corner. So, the opening 3 kicks are what matter the most. Angel Lopez, before we go to sudden deaths, it's essentially sudden death. Angel wants to hear some noise while he's shooting. Lopez goes to the left. And I believe now we go to sudden deaths. So the same players can shoot again after 3 kicks from what I've seen. Now it's 1-1 essentially. Froylan Ramirez will get set. Froylan dribbles through and Froylan is true. And yeah, they will keep up. Here is Angel Lopez. Can Nate Yeager's creeping out. He's asking for something. I think they're discussing whether or not guys can shoot again. And now Froylan Ramirez will be walking up to ask, as he is the captain. Sweet head of lettuce on Froylan Ramirez. Bandits saying, hey, we're just going by what they said to, what's the rules, what they said we can do. According to my read of the rules, this is you can go with how many as you want, as Lopez buries home one again. Nate Yeager disappointed in that, and so we will see Josh Garcia come back up to shoot for the runners. Garcia, who did a sweet move his first time, he dribbles it in, and it went in before the 5. Barely, but it did. And the referee's now talking to the Bandits about their noise. And who can shoot next? So up now will be Diego Oliveras. Nate Yeager makes the save, and the runners get the big play. They are the winners. First win of the season comes at home in shootouts. The Kansas Bandits came back on the runners, tied things up late in the game, but the runners can leave with a victory. High fives all around for the Trujillo family down there. Let's look again. This is the captain, Oliveras, and Yeager guessed right. He chopped to the right side. They've been going left, and look at that celebration. Smiles all around, and the boys are back in town and back in the win column. Love to see it for the runners. Their next game at home will be in February. So that will be in a couple of weeks, February 10th. The runners will be back in town. So that's the next time you will see us here on Facebook, on YouTube, on Comcast 26. However you're watching us today, however you watch this, it was a great game. So glad that you could tune in for this one. Our cameramen today were Jude Apodaca and Dylan Brummel. The man running the show, Jason Pohl, with David House helping on the setup, and I'm Aaron Rivera, saying thank you for tuning in to this presentation of M2 Soccer.